What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rusty Acres. Today, I have a special announcement. We have hit 106 subscribers. So, today we're just going to take a step back. We're not going to do anything serious today. I'm just going to be hanging out here at my fort. I'm going to make myself some dinner, just kind of hang out, and just relax. So with that, let's get into the video. Alright, so to start off, I think we should start off with a tour of my fort. Here we got fire pit, firewood, that gets burnt inside. We will get in there in a sec. Got my firewood ring, and the sawmill is just hiding back up in here. Here I have my driveway. Right now I've got my lumber cart parked here. Most of the time I'll have my small Cub Cadet wagons parked over here. And that, perhaps we'll get to that someday. Now for the inside of the fort itself. We got my little wood stove. I'm looking for a replacement because we burnt this one out. I'll show that to you in a sec. We got some pans, supplies, we got some rope, coffee, that kind of stuff. Get some shelves over here. Saw on the wall. That one's not sharp. We have a 2-man in here, which sometimes we will use. Perhaps I'll have to make a video about that properly someday. Over here we have our wall tools, 3-foot bow saw, lopping shears, little axe, little hammer, big axe, some sickles, you know, the works. Random sawing on the floor, other crate of firewood, a little ash shovel for my wood stove. That's about all that goes on in here. It's a little 8x8 square. Alright, so since I'm going to be hanging out at my fort, making myself some dinner, I'm going to come over to our sawmill. I'm going to grab some random thin pieces of wood over here so I can get a fire going. This looks thin enough, and I can split that nice and easy to make it into kindling. So I'll take 2 little chunks of this. They're about 3 foot long. That should be all that I need. Now I'm going to get my thin piece of wood chopped up into some tinder and kind of kindling. And this stuff's really thin, so I probably didn't even need an axe. I can just do this by hand. I'm gonna try to cut it up into small pieces like this, and then axe them again to make even finer pieces like this. Like this is almost as thick as my finger, which is good. And this stuff's really dry too. You can kind of hear how dry it is. So I'm gonna get to splitting all this up, then we're gonna light our fire. Alright, now that I have my small pieces of wood, such as this one, and smaller, I'm going to arrange this burnt out fire into something that I can actually use. I'm gonna make a flat spot, because there's a bunch of charcoal in here like this. That's gonna help my fire get going. So I'm gonna put that back. I'm gonna grab this large piece to act kind of like a little table. Now that I have a little spot to act as a table, I'm now going to lean up pieces like that smaller. I have a little pile off camera of chopped up wood that's nice and small for this. Just kind of lean them up over here. I'm gonna take small toothpick-like ones, make them kind of small, put them under the slightly larger pieces. Keep on doing this for a minute. I have some dried out corn husk here. I might want to stack some of that in here. Alright, I think I'm going to start with that amount of wood and then slowly put this on after I light my fire. I've got some dry corn husk. It doesn't seem too crazy dry, but it seems dry enough to burn at the very least. I'm going to tuck that under this piece of wood here. That should hopefully get things warmed up after I light it, and then we'll have a nice fire going that I can cook on. I'm gonna stack piece of wood on top, so when the corn husk gets lit, it'll light my wood. A few more on for extra measure and good luck. Alright, now I just gotta grab my match. Alright, I've got my one match. Let's see what I can do. I'm a bit nervous, so I'm gonna layer on some more corn husk. I'm trying to challenge myself and see what I can do with just one match. Put an extra corn husk just for that good luck, you know? Alright, let's light it up. Oh, come on. We got some action going on. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think we might just have a lit fire. Gonna grab some more kindling. Gonna start to get that layered on my tiny little sad fire over here. Be lit. Oh. I need more corn husk. Let's see what I can do. Okay, that's starting to get hot. Get some bigger pieces of wood going on. Maybe, maybe not. Alright, this is actually starting to get pretty hot. Alright, I think we're doing good. Now, we just need to keep on increasing the size of the wood we're putting on. Alright, our fire is looking decent. Now that our fire is a little bit more established, I don't have to be so meticulous about how I place wood on. So now I can kind of start putting it on a little bit quicker and a little bit less meticulous with my placing. It can still go out, but it's not as delicate as it once was. Ooh, that was really hot. Our fire is ready for some actual firewood now. Try not to burn myself, but also try to put the wood on fire. There we go. All right, I got some more actual wood on the fire, and it seems to be doing pretty good. It's still getting warmed up, so the flames are gonna be super high. But once that wood gets warmed up, it's gonna start burning, and we're gonna have a nice hot fire on our hands. Now, as I mentioned, I want to cook a hot dog for dinner on my fire, so I need to make a hot dog fork. And we have some cherry branches right up the road here, so I'm gonna go grab one, and I'm gonna start making a hot dog fork. Thinking about that branch right there, because it's thick, so I can split it down the middle, kind of make a Y shape out of it, sharpen the ends with my knife, and then I will have a nice little fork to use on my hot dog. Got me a little handle on it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the little branches that's on the central piece, cut those into small pieces, put them all on my fire, then take the centerpiece, put a split in it, turn it into a Y shape like I said, sharpen the ends, and I'll have a hot dog fork. So now what my plan is I'm gonna make a cut where that end is, make that nice and square. I'm gonna take an axe, split it, and we will have our hot dog fork. All right, everybody, I just kind of came to a realization. This is very, very thick. So it's gonna be a lot of work to split it down to about here, because that's about how many spread I'm gonna need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a much smaller log to split, because I feel like that'd be a much more realistic goal. Gonna clean up this part of this branch, and then these small pieces that I'm cutting off, I'm gonna toss in my fire. Here we go. This I can work with. This is gonna be way easier to work with. All right, so I have my axe stuck in the end of this piece of wood. Now, I don't advise doing this on anything bigger, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a hammer and gently tap on the back of my axe. Like I said, don't do this thing, don't do that technique on anything too big, because you might damage your axe. But this is a small piece of wood, and I think this is okay for this. All right, here goes nothing, I guess. Get my axe in there. I gotta be nice and gentle, don't want to break anything. All right. Don't know how well that side is, but we are beginning to spread. That's a good thing. Hang it over. All right, making progress. Right, now I'm gonna start getting into a little bit more of, I don't want to say technical, but a little bit more of the difficult part. And this is my first time ever doing anything like this. So, learning experience. I need to take my axe out. I'm gonna split down farther, about to where my finger is. Then, I'm gonna put this wedge in to hold it apart. And with that wedge in place, it'll spread these two so they'll look a little bit like that. I'll sharpen them up and I can cook a hot dog. Same thing as last time, being gentle on the back of the axe. I think that's about comfortable hot dog size. Wait, hold up. This is turning out perfectly. Can I stick that? Oh, look at that. I don't think I even need to tie this. My original plan was tie this in place, but this is looking pretty good actually. This is my final product. Not the cleanest or best solution, but I'm gonna sharpen these, clean them off in the fire, and we're gonna have a nice little cooking stick. All right, now my hot dog fork is made. I had to do a little bit of whittling. Now I can stab onto my hot dog. Okay, this is actually going decent. I should have made this part of it a little bit smaller because like actually separating the hot dog a lot, but I'm gonna start cooking now. All right, that's good. All right, hot dog is cooking. Look at this. This is working really well, actually. Oh, that's hot. There we go. That's good.
Beautiful ears of corn, pal.
Yeah. Got some sausage and onion on this. Oh, this is gonna be so good. And really messy. Mmm. And after cooking, this is the fire we're left with. I chopped up some more cherry branches to put in there. That's why you see some fresh stuff. But I'm gonna cut some wood to get on that fire because it's not looking too good. After cutting firewood, I got this little stack. You'll notice that most of the big stuff I cut, I left it a little bit too long, I will say myself. I just put it right in the fire, and you can see that is covered in water that's boiling out of the log. I just thought that was a little funny detail. All right, our fire is starting to get a little bit low. Well, it's not getting low, but it's time to get some nice dry wood on there. Oh, drop that. There we go. All right, I got a big chunker of wood here. Oh. All right, well, I'm gonna let this burn down now. All right, everyone, I guess that brings us to the end of our 106 special. I want to thank everyone for watching, and here's for 200.